Hi, my name is Dave. I'm the Associate Director at Wiltshire Creative. This is the first video which will be part of our Script Room activity, a series of online workshops and activities and videos which will help young people to create scripts in their own time and from their own homes. If you'd be interested in taking part, then keep an eye on our website and our social media for how to sign up to these sessions. They are all completely free and open to any young person. There's 3 different groups, a group for 8 to 11-year-olds, a group for 12 to 16-year-olds, and a group for 16 to 21-year-olds. So do make sure you pick the right group. Information on how to register will be going up within the next 2 weeks. Once you've done that, we'll be in contact with the date of the first workshop and some online forms for your parents or carers you'll have to complete if you're under 18. Writing a script can take a long time, so these workshops will be happening over the coming weeks and months. Now, on to the activity. It's important to say just from the start that everyone has different ways and methods that they will write a script. So these aren't guidelines that you have to follow, these are just suggestions. A good play is like a bonfire. It's intense, it's loud, it's entertaining, but it starts from a tiny spark. For a writer, that spark is simply an idea or an urge. Simply put, what is the story you want to tell? What urge do you have to tell the story? For your script to work, you've really got to enjoy what you're writing about. So pick a story that means something to you, that you're passionate about, that makes you excited. Don't think you have to write a story about a certain subject because that's what you think it has to be done or is the smart thing to do. No, if it excites you, then that's the story. You should feel the need to write it and you should enjoy it as you write it. That's really, really important. So, on to the first task. Pick your subject. What it is that you want to write a story about. So let's do an example. I want to write a play about the environment. So I take a sheet of paper and I write environment in the middle of the page. Next, I'm going to think about all the different types of people or person who is involved with that issue. So I've done that here. I've written environment in the middle, and I've also written all the different types of people involved in that. So I have young people, activists, scientists, big business owners, and politicians. There are more, obviously, but these are just some examples. Now, I want you to think about which of these people do you want to tell a story about? Which of these people interests you the most? When you have that idea, just circle them. When you pick that person, it will help you to really focus your story and to really focus on how you access that theme that you have chosen. Next, I want you to think about what type of play you're going to write, or genre, as we might call it. And I'll give you some different examples. Again, write your chosen genre in the middle of the page, and then write around it the different things that you'd expect to see in this type of play, or tropes, as we call them. So let's have a look first at comedy, shall we? So, I've written comedy in the middle of the page, and I'll show you now. So, mistaken identity, that's the type of thing you see in comedy a lot. Moments of confusion. A situation or problem that the characters have to kind of weasel their way out of. Big and larger than life characters. Sometimes the characters get out of their depth and that's their issue. These are just some ideas that you might see in a comedy. For a drama, we have something a bit different. We have subtle characters. We have morally grey characters. Perhaps a character in decline, a character going through something. An inner struggle and tense moments. Those are the type of things that really bring a drama to life. You might want to do a magic fantasy story. Of course, that's brilliant. That'd be great. I'd love to see more magic fantasy stories on stage. And it could be interesting to do a story about, say, the environment, an issue that affects our real world here, but tell it through a magical fantasy setting. So, as we all know, they often involve a big quest, either an emotional quest inside us or a geographical quest where our characters have to go halfway across the world. You might see monsters, fantasy creatures. We have heroes. We have magic items of great power. And a lot of talk about bravery as well. When you think about fantasy films and quests, they really interrogate the idea of what bravery is. Once you've done all this, you'll have your central characters and how it is you're going to tell their story. So you have your starting point. So you've picked your characters and you've picked how you're going to tell your story, and that's a great start. And this can be anything. You could want to tell a story about politics. That's a comedy. It could be a story about education, and you're going to portray it as a drama. And you're going to tell that story through the point of view of the teachers. Try this at home. And when you've signed up to our online sessions, come prepared with a handful of characters and how you think you're going to tell your story. Finally, I just want you to think about a play or a writer that you really enjoyed, and think about why you enjoyed that work, why it inspires you. It can also be a film or a television program if you like. But I'd really like you to think about what influences you, because that will really help you to create your own voice on the stage. Good luck, and hopefully speak to you all again soon.